Okay guys, so I'm going to go card by card and explain why it got banned or back unlimited and what that might mean for the game. Okay, so first we're going to talk about Goyo. This guy is way too broken. Well, he's not way too broken, but he's really cool. And you could make him right now and you could take Shien away from the samurais. That's what a lot of people have been doing. Happened a lot at the jump, I'm sure. But yeah, he's just has a lot of attack for a level 6. He can take Stardust, can take a bunch of guys. So I understand why he was banned. Makes sense. Cold Wave. Everybody's been wanting this card banned for a long time, and we finally have it banned. It's just sad that now the only mass spell and trap removal card is Giant Trunade. We lost Heavy Storm, and now we lose Cold Wave. Mass Driver. I feel like this should have gone on the last list with Substitute too. It's just, you can't leave cards that have so much potential to OTK all the time. I feel like a new card will come out and then they'll just abuse Mass Driver again. Mass Driver should have been banned before. Okay, limited cards. Honest. So I'm going to talk about Honest and Collude at the same time. So these guys, basically the same thing. Black Wings, Light Dex, Lightsworn. They're just too good. Like, you'll attack and all of a sudden it's like you take a shit ton of damage and you lose your monster. It's really good. These cards should have been at 1 before, but now they are. Dandelion. This guy is crazy. I'm glad it's back to 1. It should not have been at 2. Well, I mean, I guess it's okay that it was at 2. It gave Debris a good chance and Plant Synchro, but it's back at 1 where it belongs. Book of Moon. This card used to be at 1 for a long time, and then they put it at 3 when Synchros started coming out to stop the Synchros. But it does a lot more damage than you'd think it does. It's just, sure, it's a minus, flips a monster face down, but like, it's just so disruptive to strategies. So that's why that's at 1. Gateway, I'm so glad this went to 1. Samurais are too broken with Gateway. You draw double Gateway first turn, you automatically win. There's nothing your opponent can do almost. Gateway needs to be at 1. Too broken. It is free pluses. Yeah, like all over the place. You have double Gateway, you summon a monster, you get to search your deck for a Grandmaster and 3 Kizans, just like that. Okay, now we'll move on to the semi-limited cards. Card Trooper. This guy got banned after Troop Dupe Scoop format with Machine Duplication. I guess you can use Machine Duplication right now, but it'd just be a 1-for-1. This guy's really good. He's good field presence, 1900 beater. He has his disadvantage of taking a lot of damage on your opponent's next turn, and you get to draw a card. He's a cool guy. He can attack into Raikos and stuff. Very nice. I like them back at 2. Christia went down to 2 because Japan's Fairy decks, that's the top deck up there with Black Wings and Samurais. I actually don't exactly know how the deck works, but Christia too. Whatever, who cares. Spirit Reaper. Spirit Reaper, I remember playing back when Spirit Reaper was at 3. It was really fun. There'd be Spirit Reaper face down all the time, everywhere. Oh, Spirit Reaper! Gotta get over that. But he hasn't seen a lot of play recently, just because there was a lot of destruction and everything. But he's good to counter the Samurais now, since they don't have a lot of ways over it besides Hand of the 6 Samurai. His discard effect's great, and he also has the disadvantage of having low attack and getting raped by stuff on your opponent's next turn, especially with Samurais out now. If you put this guy in attack mode and take a card, you are at huge risk of taking a ton of damage. But yeah, very balanced card as well. Good to be back at 2. Debris Dragon at 2. So Dandelion back at 1. So this guy is not as big a threat as before, but we still have Black Rose, and I'm sure Debris and Plant Synchro will be good still. But yeah, Debris Dragon at 2 makes a lot of sense. Balanced, good. Royal Tribute. I was thinking this was going to go to 1, but at 2 is good. It doesn't give Gravekeepers the huge advantage of starting off with Royal Tribute and totally screwing you over. I guess that's more balanced too. Like, this ban list did a really good job of balancing the game out for all the decks. Again, Overload Fusion. This card went to 1 because of Chimeratech Overdragon. If you don't know what he does, he gains 800 attack for every machine monster you use to fuse him, and he can attack as many times as monsters you use to fuse him, but he can't attack directly. The turn, if you attacked a monster that turn, you can't attack directly. But he was good, but he doesn't seem that good now, and he's just not good. So that's why Overload's back at 2. I mean, you can use him still in like gadget decks and everything, and like go future Overload, but it's not like it's going to be amazing and go for game like it used to be OTK. Megamorph went down to 1 after Cyberstein. This card, you'd pay 5,000 life points and then double your Cyber End Dragon or Cyber Twin Dragon's attack just like that and go for a game. So that's why that went down to 1. Now we can have it back at 2. It's not really that huge a deal. It's nice tech, I think. Pretty good. Like, you can go for game with this card. It's pretty interesting. I feel like this card's going to get a lot of play now. I think it'll be pretty interesting. Especially with like Solemn Warnings and everything, with life points being lowered so quickly. You can just put this card on your monster and go for game. Solemn Warning. We know this card's very broken. It's like the new bottomless. Everybody's using it. 3 index now. We used to have it at 2. Everybody played 2, but now we started playing it at 3. Now we're going to be back to 2. I don't think it's that big a deal. I mean, obviously, they were not going to draw it as soon. But it's like bottomless going from 3 to 2. Everybody was like, Solemn Warning, Solemn Warning, Solemn Warning. Now we'll see a little bit less of that. But 2 is good. Then we have Icarus Attack. Icarus Attack was pretty broken. I mean, it's pretty annoying going against Blackwings and getting Icarus and being so afraid to set have a monster and a backfield. Having 2 cards out against them, it's like a huge deterrent. So now we have to worry a little bit less about that. Now Icarus is down to 2/2. Okay, now for the 3s. Ultimate Offering, this card sucks. Your opponent can use it too. It's really bad. Didn't need to be on the list. That's all I have to say about it. Gold Sarcophagus. Before, this card used to be really, really good because it'd get a card for you in 2 turns, and the game used to be a lot slower, and you could wait the 2 turns. Now it's back at 3, or at 3 for the first time, actually. And I feel like the game's a lot faster now, so waiting 2 turns is kind of a long time. So that's why it's not a big deal for it to be at 3. Skill Drain. This went down to, was that 1 or 2? At 1? I'm not sure. Whatever. It was at 2? Okay. This was at 2 when they put all of those continuous trap cards, Skill Drain, Oppression, what else was it? All those continuous trap cards down to 2. I don't know why they did that. I guess just they're like, oh, let's do all the continuous trap cards to 2 and make all the same. But it didn't need to be. Like, Skill Drains, whatever. You can easily get rid of it. You have double space. No big deal. Deloran? Okay, I've never played this card in my life, and he looks like he sucks. I guess maybe he was good in Japan, but I've never even seen anyone bring him out. He's like, how do you do this? 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner water monsters, level 6. Why wouldn't I bring out Brio? He's like 2,000 attack, once per turn. I can remove number of face-up cards I control to the owner's hand, return to my hand, and he gains 500 attack. That's it. Okay, whatever, who cares? Okay. Snipe Hunter. This guy is a possible destruction of any card. Like, right now we have, when he got banned, he had just come out, and or not banned, restricted to 1. He was great because he could destroy anything, and like, we didn't have those kinds of options back then. Now Caius can do the same thing. He can remove cards. I mean, we have lots of stuff that can target any card on the field. Those 2 samurais can, the pink one and the blue one, I don't know their names, but they can hit any cards on the field, and they're guaranteed. This guy's like, you gotta roll dice. You have a 1 in 3 chance of wasting one of your cards, so that's why he's back at 3. Demise, he's Demise. Nobody plays him. ARA's at 1. Advanced Ritual Art. It's just not good. I mean, it used to be OTK, but now it's like you can stop it. We have Solemn Warning. This is not a threat at all. Back to 3. The last card is a little surprising. Chaos Sorcerer. I love this card personally, so I'm really glad it is at 3. But I mean, this is the only card I think is weird to be back at 3 because it's really good. So I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. I want to build a Twilight deck right now and play Lightsworn with triple Chaos Sorcerer, and I don't know. I think it'll be fun. But yeah, it's gonna be good. I also heard a lot about the Debris decks running Chaos Sorcerer now too, so we'll see how that goes. So that's it for that. What do I think is going to happen next format? I think the same thing that happened this format is going to continue happening next format. All the decks are still going to be good. Everything's going to be good. Samurais were kind of taking over the format, but that lasted like 2 weeks. So Samurais are back on an even playing field with all the other decks. I think Lightsworn got a little powered up. I mean Twilight with the Chaos Sorcerer and the Gold Snark, but then they lost Honest. Blackwings took a hit how they should have. They lost their Kalute down to 1 and Icarus down to 2, but they're still totally playable. They're still good. They're great, actually. Book of Moon is really going to speed things up a little bit more. I'm glad Cold Wave's gone. Cold Wave. Let me see, what else? Yeah, Samurais. Gravekeepers took a hit that they needed. Everything is balanced now. That's like all I can say. Everything is good. We're in for a cool 6 months. We'll see what happens. See you next time.